This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, you're listening to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. Today is a very special episode. It is the 49th UAE National Day, and for many of us, UAE is the place that we call home, but it's also home to a large expatriate community. And just by walking on the streets, your ears will come across many languages that are widely spoken. Yet Arabic remains the official language of the UAE and the one that ties us to the Emirati culture. Now, apart from the Arabic language, TikTok is also very big right here in the UAE. The platform has recently added Arabic to its 4 business features, which will basically target small and mid-sized companies who want to send out brand messages in the local language. Joining us today is Rami Zidan, who is the head of video and creative for TikTok MENA, to tell us more about this feature. Thank you so much for joining us today, Rami.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show. It's great to have you. Can you talk to us about the new feature and what does it offer for businesses and individuals right here in the UAE?
So I'll drop it down to the core of our mission. Basically, our main focus is to help anyone who has a message to get it through in the language of our culture today, in a very expressive, creative, real, authentic way. And that transcends beyond just working with creators, beyond just working with big brands. It works at making it easier for smaller businesses to get on board and create content that's easy to create, which means they can communicate faster and in a stronger manner with their audiences. Today, we've seen in a market like the UAE and the region, a very heavy adaptability of small businesses with over 60,000 companies using TikTok to connect with their users. And we're also seeing very high adaptability to the Arabic language. Almost 80% of the content that's created on TikTok is being created in Arabic language. So in line with all the trends that we've been doing, the diversity of content that we're starting to see, from music to sports to food to gaming to fashion to there's like 4 or 5 other categories there, it just provides a big canvas for anybody who has a business to come and talk their language and connect with users so easily.
Absolutely. Now, we all know that TikTok is definitely a favorite for the youth, but also everyone has been hopping onto TikTok, spending hours on end on the application. But a question comes to mind, since TikTok does have a headquarters right here in the UAE. What part has the UAE played in the growth of TikTok as a platform? And also, why did you pick the UAE as a location for one of its headquarters?
There are many reasons for that. Number one, we talk about internet penetration. It's one of the highest internet penetration markets in the region. We talk about the UAE as a culture hub and as a technology hub for the region as well. So it fits and blends very nicely to the ecosystem that's available here. Even from a business environment perspective, the hubs, the free zones, the connectivity with regional brands, a lot of regional companies are here. So it allows us to communicate with the marketing community, with the business community. We also have amazing relationships with the governments here that are already too advanced in their digitization and their agendas that they have to support tech, to support analytics, to support creativity. And we're seeing a lot of amazing partnerships we've done in social responsibility campaigns, but also in partnerships that are geared to support the creator community and small businesses in particular. Put aside that a lot of the people who are here are young in practice in its demographic structure. Put aside that it's a melting point for multiple nationalities that allows this culture of TikTok to transcend and live itself in everyone's language. So there are so many reasons that has made us choose this as the headquarter of where we want to stem out to serve with both the UAE in specific and the region as a whole.
Now, we do know that TikTok is a huge marketing tool nowadays, and its reach is unbelievable. I've seen it up close and personal. But I want to ask, will TikTok be celebrating the National Day on its platform through any specific filters or features?
Of course, that's it started today. You open TikTok, you're on the Discover page. It's the first challenge celebrating the 49th National Day. Yes. What a great place to be. I've personally lived here for 20 years. I've seen the evolution from when Trade Center was the last building in Dubai to where it's become today. I lived in Sharjah, I lived in Abu Dhabi. I'm very humbled by this experience, and we share this through our National Day challenge on TikTok. we've created a really cool filter where you can speak and talk about any message that you like to share. There's a soundtrack there by Hussein and Jasni that allows you to celebrate the spirit and of the nation. And you can swipe your hand and unlock a flag, and anyone can express it any way they want possible. We've seen people do some fashion transition with the colors of the flag. We've seen people send really amazing messages out there, share their pride of being part of the nation. So it's been going great since morning. We're starting to see a lot of videos come in, millions of views already stacking up, and it all comes to show that how we can use such a time and moment to actually unify people in creative expressions to really celebrate such a great period.
I can definitely tell you that right here in the Pulse 95 studios, everyone has been on TikTok trying out this filter, and it's definitely been a win right here.
Yes, indeed, especially how far TikTok's reach has gone. So you can see that variety of people around the UAE using that filter and jumping in with the trend.
Absolutely. Now, Rami, a question for you regarding the audience of TikTok right here in the UAE. How big is it? How many youth do you find right here in the UAE are using this platform as a creative outlet to express themselves, and some of them maybe even using it as a way of life?
So it's a very important question. I can't necessarily share the exact numbers that we have, but what I can tell you is the penetration of TikTok has been growing exponentially. As you know, we are the #1 most downloaded app globally, and the same mirrors itself here in the region. We're seeing in the Middle East in particular, and in the UAE in specific, because of our early adoption culture.
Yeah.
Because of how we've moved from TV to on demand, and from CDs to streaming on demand, there's been high adoption from all ages and all genders on this. We're starting to see multiple professionals come on board, from life coaches, motivational speakers, doctors, artists, people who draw, people who sing, people who perform, people who dance. And we all know that the culture of the UAE, both in the creative space and in the intellectual space, is very dominant, which has allowed everyone to come and share their stories. We're seeing people teach Arabic, we're seeing people teach English, we're seeing share recipes. So it's been such a blessing in the past year and a half to see that evolution and that adoption of people coming on board. And one of the things that we really love is how people end up participating in social responsibility campaigns. So it's not about just coming to have fun. It's families coming together. It's people celebrating key moments. Obviously, Pink October was a big deal. River blindness in Ramadan. We've had cooking CSR challenges. And then we've had the fun stuff, like the meme stuff we're doing, and allowing people to tell stories. Some people don't like to talk on camera, but they've mastered the art of memes and using songs and text on the screen to tell a story and be really, really witty. So it all says and boils down to one simple thing. There is no magic formula to a TikTok video. There's no such thing as, I don't know how to do a TikTok video. A TikTok video is you opening up the camera or being inspired by an idea that you see and just going at it and expressing it in your own way. And that's what we want to push and celebrate. Inspire creativity to bring joy to people.
100%. We do see that it is connecting all people of all nationalities right here in the UAE, doing the same thing for the UAE's 49th National Day.
Absolutely. And Hani and I will be hopping onto TikTok right after this segment. So you can actually go ahead and check out the filters that we end up using as well. Rami Zidan, Head of Video and Creative for TikTok MENA, thank you so much for joining us today and letting us know how the platform is celebrating the National Day.
Thank you so much.
Happy National Day.
Happy National Day.
To everyone tuning in to us right now, thank you so much for coming on to the show and lending us your ears for this hour. Future Talk is coming to an end, but the celebrations of the UAE National Day are continuing right here on Pulse 95.
Yes, indeed. Hope you guys have a great National Day. Stay safe and take all the precautionary and preventive measures against COVID-19.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.